Yesterday was a tragic day for the Jewish people. We saw the bodies of 3 hostages come home, 2 of them being Ariel and Kfir Bibas. Now their father has to bury them. And there's a verse in this week's Torah portion that actually sort of reflects on the story that we've seen. A man losing his wife and 2 children. The Torah tells us that if a man sells himself to become a servant, his master may ask him to marry and have children. But when the term of the service is over, when it's time to go home, he has to leave his wife and his children behind. But it's interesting, the Torah doesn't use regular terminology like, okay, his service is over, now it's time to move on, go back to his family or go back to his regular life. But this is the words of the Torah. If his master will give him a wife, the wife and the children, will stay with the master, and he will leave alone. And our Hasidic masters ask a question on this verse. Okay, so the master gives him a wife. He has a wife and children, and when the term of service is over, he gets to go home. Okay, that's a law pertaining someone who sells himself to become a servant for someone else for a certain amount of years. You go into, you're signing a 4 or 5 year contract to work for someone in their home. But what's the lesson of that verse to the average person? And the second great Hasidic master, the Mezritcher Maggid, says the following. You see, God is the one, Im Adonav, his master, that's talking about God. Iten lo isha, will give him a wife. God gives you all the beautiful things in life, including your wife. Ha'isha v'yelada, but the wife and the children will stay with the master. But you will go alone. And he explains the verse saying that at times in this world, a man will have to fight alone. Everything will have to be left behind. And in the service of God, that means all the beautiful things that this world has, it really all belongs to Hashem. Your wife, your children, which is the most important things in life, who do they belong to? Your master, Hashem. It's Hashem that gives it to you. And Hashem gives and Hashem takes. And it's all from God. And how much more so does this week show that verse? That we don't understand Hashem's ways, but Hashem has His ways. Hashem gives us and Hashem takes from us. We won't understand why, and we should never understand why. We should keep on demanding full revenge after what we experienced this week as a Jewish people. But we should all be thankful in our personal lives, because it's Hashem, God, like the Mezritcher Maggid explains. The master of the world is the one who gives you a wife. And Talmud explains on this verse that it's not only your wife, it's your home, it's your security, it's your safety. It's God that provides, and it's God that takes. And Hashem Yikom Daman, Hashem is going to revenge the blood of His servants. Hashem is going to revenge the blood of Kfir and Ariel Bibas. And may the revenge come very soon with the coming of Messiah speedily in our days. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom.